What's goody, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back at again with a brand new video. And I'm gonna keep it a bow, Brady biscuit. This right here, throw the tweet right now. I don't have any time to do any introduction, bro. This is some of the biggest news we've seen as Panthers fans in a long time. We ain't had that much really good news in the past calendar year, honestly. Go back 2 years. We haven't had that much really good news as a fan base. But this right here from Adam Schefter says, LSU's passing game coordinator Joe Brady has told people today that he is planning to return to the NFL and the Carolina Panthers per league sources. And then Jordan Rodriguez, one of the best beat writers for the Panthers, says, I can confirm Adam Schefter's report, LSU passing coordinator, yada, 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 yada. Now look, when I first saw this tweet, it just came up on my timeline, all I heard was, And I know last night, owner David Tepper was in his humble 14-story home in a fresh out the plastic LSU sweater, thinking to himself, if they win this game with Joe, gotta cash out. Because I know one thing's for sure. When the news first dropped a couple weeks ago that the team might be looking at picking up Joe Brady from LSU, the number of dollars on that original offer sheet shot way up over the past 18 hours when LSU smacked Clemson 42-25. Look, and people don't get it twisted here. Clemson was a good defense. And how good of a defense was Clemson this year? Well, in the passing game, they only allowed a 53.3% completion rate against opponents. They only allowed 172 pass yards per game. And they only allowed, I think it was 14 passing touchdowns in 15 games this season. And in the rush game, they were even better. They only allowed 116 total rush yards per game, which is actually mad low. And they allowed 0.6 rushing touchdowns per game. So they didn't allow very many pass touchdowns, but even less rushing touchdowns. This is a defense that was, if not the best in the league, then definitely top 2, top 3. That was an elite defense that allowed Joe Burrow to throw for 31 of 49, 463 yards, 5 touchdowns. Jamar Chase could not be stopped. 9 catches, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson had 9 catches, 106 yards. And don't forget that Joe Burrow also ran in for a touchdown. That was 6 total touchdowns from Joe Burrow. But don't forget, you're forgetting this part too. At the end of the game, LSU kneeled the ball 2 times at the 5-yard line. And they had enough time before that, maybe like 2-3 minutes, if they really wanted to. Joe Burrow could have had 6 passing touchdowns, an additional rushing touchdown, and definitely over 500 yards passing on the night. If Coach O had a little bit less respect for Dabo Swinney, he could have ran those numbers all the way up for his boy. And some of y'all might know I already did a video breaking down Joe Brady, what he's done, who he is. In the video right here above my head right here, click that video right there. I go in depth about who Joe Brady is, his history, all that kind of stuff. But if you like numbers, this just does bear repeating for the one time. LSU's offense on the year, Joe Burrow, 402 completions out of 527 attempts, 76.3% completion rate, 60 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but it's not just about the quarterback. What did his receivers do? He had 3 big ones. Jamar Chase, 84 catches, 1,780 yards, 20 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 111 catches, 1,500 yards, and 18 touchdowns. But don't forget about Terrace Marshall. He had 46 catches, almost 700 yards, and 13 touchdowns on the season. This is an explosive offense led by Joe Brady. There is not much more to say. The numbers really do speak for themselves. And that is the guy that is going to be coaching Cam Newton this upcoming season. He's going to be the OC. He won't just be a passing game coordinator. He won't be a QB coach, wide receiver coach. This is going to be Joe Brady's offense. And I know there's a lot of folks talking about, well, you know, this dude is only 30 years old. He has literally just about no real kind of experience. He has some experience. He spent 2 years as an assistant for the Saints, and then he went to the college ranks. But he's 30 years old, doesn't really have that much under his belt, and we've only really seen him have this system in place for 1 year with Joe Burrow, with LSU. You can say there's a lot of good weapons there. You can say, I mean, Joe Burrow was not all that great last year, but he came up huge. Obviously, the number 1 pick in this draft to the Bengals. He will not have a good year next year, but he had a very, very impressive, probably one of the most, if not the most impressive year any college player has ever had. Second place might be Cam, but it's kind of hard to argue against Joe Burrow. Looking at these numbers he's had this season, this just basically disgusting, honestly. But Joe Brady leading this Panthers offense. People forget that DJ Moore was a top 5-ish receiver this year in terms of stats. Now, touchdowns, he didn't have as many as some other guys, but at week 16, he had the third most receiving yards of any receiver in the league. Then he got a concussion and was out for the rest of the season. And it was also reported that about 55% of his passes were contested. So it wasn't like it was all open passes. We know Kyle Allen ain't the most accurate or the best quarterback in the league. So he was working against that and still put up some big numbers. Now imagine he's in an actual system that's not being run by Norv Turner or his son Scott Turner, and the head coach ain't Ron Rivera, who wants to have low scoring games and don't know how to use personnel. Imagine what Cam could be. Imagine what DJ and Curtis could be. And imagine how much less pressure there's going to be on Christian McCaffrey this upcoming season. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing coming together in Carolina. We got Red Rule the head. We got Joe Brady as our OC. Probably going to have Phil Snow as our DC. And there's a lot of things out here that we can really look forward to this upcoming season, man. But I want to hear from y'all. What are your thoughts on Joe Brady? What do you think his scheme's going to be? Is it going to work at the NFL level? And is it going to work with Cam Newton and the Panthers? We have a lot of new young guys, a lot of guys who haven't had a lot of experience at the NFL level on the team, in the coaching staff right now. What are your thoughts on this upcoming season? And do you think it's going to be a rebuild season right here, and then we're going to be looking at making the team better and better moving forward? Or do you expect this to be a big breakout season where we immediately turn things around and everything works out? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.